Right. Hello, lovely humans, as the gorgeous Cliff High would say. Today, I am starting a little bit late, and I'll explain why. The book club that I was going to start just to see if anyone was interested. And what I'm going to start the book club on, because it's something really close to my heart and something I think is so useful for everything at the moment, is manifesting. Now, this book and all the links for this will be in the description box below, is by a lovely lady called Roxie Nafousi, and it's called Manifest 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life. So before we get into why we're doing it, I meant to start this last week, but as a lot of you know, we've had really bad storms in the UK and I was without power and internet for 3 days. So a little bit behind. But what was wonderful in that time when I was without power and internet is it really allowed me to put a lot of this stuff. I've been talking about meditation, talking about manifesting. You're going to see as we go through this series, it goes very hand in hand. But when the external distractions are taken away from you, it's very easy to put this stuff into practice because you can't do a lot of the things we'd normally do in our daily life. So it's been really timely for me because I've been working with manifesting for a long while, more years than I care to remember. And it means lots of different things to lots of different people. So we're going to cover this. But why I thought I would start with this book, this lovely little book. One, orange is my favorite color. And secondly, I love this book because it's really simple. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I think it takes real skill and a real almost lack of ego to write a book in a simple way so that lots of people can understand. So I've read this book. I'm only halfway through it, and I've deliberately stopped myself because I want to experience it with you. And so I've done a lot about manifesting. I've been studying it for years. I've listened to lots of different speakers. I've been putting it into practice. I've been trying different things that work for me. And then I've had other people who've had no experience of manifesting, who've equally loved it. So for me, that's a really, really good place to start. Sorry about my green screen. Every time my cat moves, different things appear in the background. But I've been doing, the reason I've got the blurred look today is because I'm doing loads of decluttering in my office. I sold a business, a big business, nearly a couple of years ago now at the start of all this, and it's about time I decluttered. So that's why I've got paperwork everywhere. So I got the inspiration from doing a book club for my dear friend Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta. And I love her series where she's going through the Mary Magdalene series. I really, really enjoy it. And it made me listen to something and buy a book that I would never have normally bought. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So what I thought is I'm just going to share this with you. You can let me know whether you like it, whether you find it useful. My purpose for doing it is I'm just going to read the book, read through with you, and I will make some commentary as I go through. Me doing this book club is absolutely not a substitute for you buying this book. So I'm hoping, and I said all the links will be below, I'm hoping that this will inspire you to buy your own copy, because what you can see is I've got tabs all the way through mine, my little wibbly worms, because there's so much stuff in here. In fact, my daughter and I have each bought our own copies because you'll see there's lots of room for annotation in here. So please, please, if you like this book, support the lovely author and buy a copy yourself, because you won't regret it, because it's going to be the type of book that you can dip in and out of when you want to. But I just thought I'd share it on screen because I'm really, really drawn to looking at raising consciousness through encouraging people to be curious about new things. So whether you're an experienced manifester and you might have slipped into the habit of not doing it, or whether this is new to me, let me know what you think and we can see whether to continue this. So I'm now going to start just reading the first chapter and we'll see where it gets us, and we'll go on this journey together. So Manifest 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life by Roxie Nafousi. And it's dedicated to her son, Wolfie, what a cool name. Be whoever you want to be. That is just a lovely message in itself. And I'm really dedicating this book club series to everyone that's listening, so that we can all be whoever we want to be. And that's going to be different for each of us. So let's go for it. So introduction to manifest means to make something happen. Manifesting is the ability to create the exact life that you want. It's the ability to draw in anything that you desire and become the author of your own story. It looks and feels like magic, and we're all the magicians. My manifesting journey. In May 2018, my life looked entirely different to how it does now. I was 27 years old and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I had no job, no direction, and no sense of purpose. I had been in a battle with depression for over a decade and in the grip of addiction for almost as long. I was overwhelmingly sad for much of the time and my self-worth was non-existent. And after a string of failed relationships, I was very much alone. I had just returned from Thailand, where I'd gone for a month to complete a yoga teacher training course. I'd gone in hope that not only would I get a qualification I could potentially use to assemble some sort of career, but also that, in being away from the temptations of city life, I would be able to heal my pain and change my hedonistic, partying ways. But I was back in London for less than 24 hours before I found myself in the same old cycle, smoking, drinking, and taking drugs. It was then, and not for the first time, that I hit rock bottom. I felt completely hopeless. If not even a month of self-reflection, daily meditation, clean eating, and 200 hours of yoga could help me, what would? I called my friend Sophia, totally broken. When would I ever feel happy? I asked her. She said to me, I listened to a podcast on something called manifesting last night. I'll send you the link now. I think it could really help you. I was on my way to get a manicure at the time, so I figured that whilst I sat and had my nails applied, I may as well just put my headphones on and listen. You can see I've got working woman hands, obviously never been for a manicure in my life. That's not in the book, that's me. Sorry, I'll get back to it. As I recollect this story now, I have such a vivid image in my mind. I can see myself sitting in the white chair, wearing my black leggings and oversized denim jacket, having my nails painted in a candy-coloured pink, as I listened intently to something that was about to change my world forever. When my nails were done, I went straight home and opened up my laptop. I typed into Google, "What is manifesting?" and I sat and read and researched and listened and learned and absorbed everything I could on manifesting. I already knew the first thing I wanted to manifest: unconditional love. Just 1 week after listening to that podcast episode and putting into practice some of the things I had learned, I received a message on a dating app called Raya from an Australian actor named Wade Briggs. We had no friends in common, but I thought he looked particularly cute, so I replied, and we quickly began a non-stop texting marathon. Isn't this sweet? 2 weeks later, Wade happened to be stopping in London for 4 days after travelling through Europe in a van for several months with his best friend before heading back home to Australia. So we decided to meet up the day after he arrived in the city. Our date went so well that Wade decided not to get on his flight home so that he could just stay a bit longer and see what happened. I'm grinning, this is really cute, isn't it? 3 months later, we found out I was pregnant. On the 7th of June, 2019, exactly 1 year to the day after receiving his message, our baby boy Wolfie was born, or Wolf. I don't know if it's Wolf or Wolfie, W-O-L-F-E. There it was, unconditional love. 3 years later, Wade and I are stronger than ever and totally and utterly obsessed with our perfect little boy. On top of that, I'm free of all addiction. I've carved out a successful career for myself, which is in full purpose and passion. And I'm happier and more content that I could put into words. And I finally possessed something I thought would forever be out of my reach: self-love. After discovering manifesting, I took everything I learned and almost instinctively organized it in my mind into 7 simple steps. I started following the steps myself, and then everything began to unfold in the most magnificent and rapid way. The change felt so magical, yet at the same time, it made so much sense to me that it felt entirely logical too. My life transformed in every way imaginable. Not an inch of it was left the same. And it all happened because of one thing: understanding the true art of manifestation. I started telling all my friends and my small following on Instagram about this incredible thing called manifesting. Most people had no idea what I was talking about, and those that did always asked the same thing. Oh, isn't that just when you visualize what you want and it happens? I realized then that the majority of people had never heard about manifesting, and those that had only seemed to understand the surface layer of it. That was why so few people were successfully doing it. I felt this urge, a calling within me, to teach as many people as possible how to uncover the power that lies within them. Over the last 2 years, I've shared my 7-step guide to manifesting with thousands and thousands of men and women in my workshops and webinars. I've received daily messages from the people who have transformed their worlds and made their dreams come true, thanks to this powerful and magical practice. As we entered 2021, I knew that it was time to write this book because I knew that I could reach and teach so many more people through the written word. I continue to manifest every single day, and I live and breathe the steps I'm going to teach you. It serves me in all the best ways and enables me to wake up every single day, both grateful for all that I have and excited about what the universe is going to bring me. Since starting my workshops, I've seen a rise in interest in manifesting, and this interest has certainly been gaining momentum. It's been so exciting to see more and more people opening their minds to the idea that they are in charge of their destiny. But for many people, the amount of information can be overwhelming and it can be hard to know where to begin. Within this book, I've streamlined everything you need to know into 7 simple steps so that you can unlock the magic for yourself and begin your journey to manifesting your dream. So I'm just stopping. It's really weird. We've got loads of really big helicopters going over us. So unless it's Daniel Craig coming to get me, then something else weird is going on because we don't normally get that. Anyway, since starting my workshops, I've seen a rise in interest in manifesting, and this interest has certainly been gaining momentum. It's been so exciting to see more and more people opening their minds to the idea that they're in charge of their destiny. But for many people, the amount of information can be overwhelming and it can be hard to know where to begin. With this book, I've streamlined everything you need to know in 7 simple steps so you can unlock the magic for yourself and begin your journey to manifesting your dream. So I read that paragraph twice, but I got distracted by my thoughts of Daniel Craig in the helicopter. I want to say this, though, loud and clear. Manifesting is so much more than just a trend. Manifesting is a meeting of science and wisdom. It's a philosophy to live by and self-development practice to help you live your best life. Manifesting is not a new concept. William Walker Atkinson introduced the concept of manifestation in his book, Thought Vibration, or the Law of Attraction in the Thought World, all the way back in 1906. And one of my favorite definitions of manifesting was written in 1937 by journalist Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. I love that book. He said, "You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be." That's also one of my husband's favorite books. Since then, many great philosophers and thinkers have gone on to write about the power of manifesting. Some of my favorite teachers include Louise Hay, Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, Oprah Winfrey, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. All these people know something that I now know too, without any doubt. Manifesting works. So I'll just pause there a bit. That's got us up to page 5. Now, those of you that watch my channel might have certain opinions about some of the people that are mentioned in either this book or in other things. What I always like to say is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some of the people that I've learned the most profound life lessons from my current understanding, that might be not who I thought they were, but that doesn't mean that the messages that they delivered at the time weren't resonating. So like everything in life, if the message resonates with you, then take it. If it doesn't, then don't. So I'm just going to read a little bit more because I'm really enjoying it and I can't quite stop. The science of manifesting. As I just said now that manifesting was the meeting of science and wisdom, so here is a simplified explanation of the science for you. Quantum physics has taught us that everything in the universe is made up of energy. We are made of energy, the chair we sit on is energy, and the sky above us is all energy too. In other words, all physical matter is pure energy. What differentiates one thing from another is the vibrational frequency and the destiny of atoms it is constituted from. The frequency of the vibration can be high, low, or anywhere in between. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. This means that a high frequency vibration attracts high frequency vibrations back to it, and a low frequency vibration attracts low frequency vibrations back to it. We're seeing a lot of that at the moment, aren't we? When I look up, I'm putting my own bits into it. This is a learning process for me doing it, and I'm sure I'll get feedback below about which bits you like and which bits I don't, and any constructive feedback is really welcome because I'm just getting absorbed in this with you. But yeah, I love this concept. We all know that everything is energy, and the more we really live by that, the more we realize. And I've just realized that when I'm in a really good place to myself, everything that I attract, the interactions, the people I'm talking to, the experiences with nature, my health, everything comes back to me at that high frequency. Our thoughts, emotions, and feelings are all made up of energy too, and different emotions have different frequencies. When we change our thoughts, we change how we feel and what emotions we experience, which in turn shifts our entire vibrational frequency. We then attract back to us the frequency that we put out. So if we alter our thoughts and therefore our emotions, we can alter our vibration and ultimately our reality. Throughout this book, I will use the term high vibe and low vibe to describe the high or low frequency of the vibration. And then what she's got is she's got the sort of emotional frequency chart. You're not going to be able to read it here. You're not meant to. But if you get the book, you'll realize that there's some really good annotations in here. There's charts, there's little boxes that highlight certain bits that make it easy to come back to. So it's really well laid out. And I find it's really easy if you need a reminder for certain things to go back to that. So it's one of the things I like most about this book. The science of manifesting works in another way too. That is, it's less about quantum physics and much more about neuroscience. The idea is that we can use neuroplasticity, which is our brain's ability to change and form new pathways through growth, learning, and experience, to raise our subconscious feelings of self-worth and to override limiting beliefs, whilst priming our brain to see the opportunity and align our behavior towards our desired goals. As you follow this book, you will learn why of all these things are integral to mastering manifestation. And then another little note in the book. If you want to learn more about the science of manifesting, I suggest checking out Dr. Tara Swartz's book, The Source. Tara is a neuroscientist, fellow manifesting expert, and a friend of mine. And in her book, she backs up the power of manifesting with cognitive research. The universe. Whenever I talk about manifesting, I will talk about the universe. For me, it is a universe that holds the power and magic behind manifesting. It holds something greater than our conscious awareness. It's an energetic force that holds within the infinite abundance of the world. If, for you, this energetic power is something different, then please feel free to replace the universe with your own interpretation at any time throughout the book. Now, are you ready to unlock your inner power and live your best life? And then a little end to this chapter. Manifest with Roxie, the community. One of the most beautiful and wonderful aspects of my workshops, webinars, and group coaching sessions is the community that is built within them. So many online friendships have been born out of my webinars during the 2020 lockdown, and there are countless WhatsApp groups with hundreds of men and women who've come together after meeting at my events. In these chat groups, they support each other, send one another inspirational content, and share self-development resources. I honestly can't describe how happy it makes me to see the community growing in this way. I know that as we get older, it's not always easy to meet like-minded people and make new friends, which is why I want my platform to really become a space for meeting and connecting and encouraging everyone on it to do this. If you want to join the community, come along to one of my webinars or in-person workshops, or join the Manifest with Roxie Facebook group. You can also use the hashtag Manifest with Roxie to share your stories and post about your progress and your manifesting success stories. So that's got us up to page 9. Right, I will obviously be putting all of Roxie's links below. This is her work, not mine, and I'm just sharing it in the hope that you will love this tool, whether, as I said, it's an existing tool that you have that you want to freshen up on, or whether it's a new tool that you want to start bringing into your life. And it's going to fit perfectly with the meditation series that Bryce and I are doing. And I really love people like Roxie who are sharing their passion and tools, because when we share what's worked for us, people can take it, adapt it to what works for them, try out different tools. So there will be something for everyone in this book. So that's the end of the First Little Book Club. I will put the link to the book below. I will put all the links to Roxie's websites. I don't know Roxie personally yet, but who knows, in the future I might do. And as I said, I've got quite a few family members and friends with all different levels of awareness around manifesting that are all really loving this book. So please let me know whether you'd like me to continue with this book club. What I would be doing is once or twice a week reading a next chapter and just a little discussion with it. And what I'd really love to see is your discussion in the comments below, your experiences, and whether you like this and whether you'd like to see more of it. Bit of an experiment, a little bit amateur for my first video, but anyway, I'm really enjoying it. And the beauty of me doing these videos it's a treat to myself, because it allows me to sit there and reread something that I find really not motivational in a way that is unrealistic. I will be sharing as I go through this book club. I have had loads of brilliant examples of manifesting throughout my life, some of which before I knew that was a title for it, and some of which since I've been consciously manifesting. And the one thing I can promise you is it really works. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll get better at this as I go along. Thanks, everyone. Bye.